Hello, welcome to what is hopefully a start of a new series. I say hopefully just because I don't even have a name for it yet, but while actually making this video and then sending it out, I'm going to sit on it for like a week and see, if I like it. If so, I'll make more of these. Honestly, these videos are more for me than anything else. Uh, we're playing Terraria, that's the game I'm playing here, but I've always wanted to actually finish it. I tried last year, but then my PC pooped out. So hopefully, this same time last year, well, same time, but this year, hopefully I actually get to finish it. If you have any name ideas for the series, if this becomes a series, feel free to drop them in the comments. I need a little brainstorming help, but I don't want to go back to ChatGPT on something so simple. But right now, there's not really much going on in the game. It's similar to Minecraft in that early stage of just chopping down trees and, you know, gathering resources and all that crap. But, I'm still trying to find a style for this video. For now, it'll just be more of like a laid-back commentary. It makes the most sense. As for, the Terraria music, enjoy it while it lasts because this gets pretty repetitive and I'm probably going to swap it out with, something else pretty soon. Possibly even in the next episode. The beginning of Terraria isn't, exactly the most entertaining. So this really gives me the space to talk about whatever I want, really, whatever's on my mind. I'm kind of treating this more like a thought chamber or, like a yapathon. So, somewhere in between like rambling and commentary, that type of thing. And hopefully, by the time the rambling's done, the game will be done. Hopefully, I will have finished it. Speaking of finishing it, I've always had the idea of actually finishing Terraria. They came out with an update many years ago that actually was like an official ending, and since then I've always wanted to finish it, but I just never either had the time or just never, it's a big game. But when I do finish it, the whole point really of this playthrough is to finish it and to commemorate it with a tattoo. That's really what I want to do. Terraria is my favorite game of all time. I've spent the most hours on this game, more than any other game ever, especially growing up. That's where I really, threw out my numbers. Back on Xbox 360. And even back then, there was no ending. Like I said, I think it was called the Akram or something. And that was technically the final boss, but it wasn't really. It wasn't that, it wasn't as, momentous as, like, it is now for the official ending. And they also said it wasn't the ending anyways. So the idea is finish the game, mark it with a tattoo. I don't really know what the tattoo will be. I'm hoping when playing this that something sticks out or something, and I'll have an answer by the time I finish the game. But if we don't, then we'll just cross that bridge when we have to. But I'm very optimistic that there will be a solid idea for some type of small commemorative tattoo by the end. I have ideas already, but I'm thinking I want something more meaningful and directly correlated to this playthrough. Like I said, this is technically a Terraria playthrough, a follow me on my tattoo journey or whatever. But for me, this is also kind of a backdoor way to talk about things I've wanted to always talk about. I've had things sitting in my notes for years. I think at this point it's turned into years. I used to think it was months, but some of that stuff is so old in there. Things like, just random ideas or things I've been thinking about, or even like internet rabbit holes and stuff, stuff that I wanted to make standalone videos about, but I have difficulties posting and stuff. As you can see, I don't even remember when I posted the last. You'll see, I guess, on the channel. But this gameplay kind of works as a background to that commentary, two birds, one stone type of thing. So, you know, the gameplay gives it structure, and I get to talk about what's been on my mind or stuff I've always wanted to talk about. So for me, it's about finishing the game, but it's also, you know, I can use this as a tool to talk. And you know, a lot of these ideas in my phone and on my notes, I don't think would have even got the time of day if it weren't for this type of commentary. Another note, as for a release schedule, I don't have one yet, but I'd like to aim for Saturdays, but we'll see. Again, even if I make another one of these, uh, if that's so, then that will probably become the plan. But again, no promises. My main struggle is always with just the production side of making stuff like this, just because I want to solve every part of the process at once. So that just doesn't work when you're trying to hit a moving target like making videos. Especially, again, I don't even remember the last time I posted. I know what it was, but I don't remember when that was. It could have been, I know it was years. But in that case, I either burn out or overthink, and it all falls apart. So we're gonna change the strategy here, and we're just gonna go step by step and see where it goes. Whatever I feel like, whatever and whenever. That's the plan for now. I don't really know how long these videos are gonna be, but this one, is chopped up just because a lot of repetition at the beginning of the game, and it's, again, not the most entertaining. Trust me, it gets entertaining. This is my favorite game for a reason. But I don't know if they'll be 30 minutes or 5 minutes. They could be both. There could be both. I don't really know. But on another note, I don't know if I'll be doing any webcam for this playthrough. It really, it's more about just posting these and having a record of my playthrough, just to have, something for the tattoo, and really just my first full playthrough of Terraria. Yeah, I don't really think it makes sense. So, I'm more than likely not gonna have any webcam. I know there's a lot of ways to play this game, and the fun part for me right now is, not trying to rush anything. I'm extremely type A, like crippling type A. So, keeping this open-ended on purpose is like the best way for me to have fun doing this. And I would like this to evolve, like I said, I would like to talk about other things for these videos, but we'll see where that goes and stuff. But that's all I have for now. If you made it this far, seriously, thank you for watching. It means the most. Hopefully this turns into something cool, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Peace. Hey, so before this video ends, I'm editing this right now, and there's a lot of more footage that was left, so I'm just gonna recap because it's like 30 more minutes of like chopped up footage. It's not like the raw footage, but there's still 30 more minutes. If you'd like to see the full version, I have it, and I can post it, whatever. I can always make the other episodes that way, where the rest of the footage is in there, just for documentation's sake. But to recap, I end up building a basement. I get a few new NPCs. I upgrade my armor. I now have a fish tank for a head. I explore nearly all of the surface world, and I went to a few sky islands. That's the recap. Thank you.